I was in the Vajrayogini chapel once, because when I was in Nepal, I go there as often as possible. And Vajrayogini, I sit in the back room, where it's kind of like you enter, that's her, and then you have a middle room, then you have a back room. I usually sit in the back room, away from the crowd, and I do my practices and meditations there, and quite often. And so one time I was there was a wonderful old Nepalese man, maybe in 60s and 70s, and he sat near me, but away, and he just did his whole Vajrayogini practice in Nepalese. And I didn't know it. I didn't know what he was chanting. He was chanting away until he recited the praise mantra. There's 8 praises. Layan Jasime Namaja Oma Namo Bhagavate Benzawani Hiba Hong Hong Pe Om Nama Arya Abaditite Telega Majipiri Hong Hong Pe Om Nama Samabada Bayabahi Imam Benza Hong Hong Pe, etc. etc. Because that one that we recite is still the original Sanskrit. He was reciting the exact same thing. It blew my mind. I had never seen a non-Tibetan recite that. And it's very rare within Tibet to recite that because it's very secret. And this old man was sitting there reciting the 8 praises of Vajrayogini. What are the 8 praises? There are 8 lines or 8 sentences that start with Om and with Hong Pe that praises the different qualities of Vajrayogini's body, speech, and mind. And it is said that when you recite those praises, it is equivalent to praising all the Buddhas simultaneously. So if you would go to Amitabha or Manjushri, you praise them, then you praise Manjushri, you praise Amitabha, then you praise Shakyamuni, then you praise Tara. Instead of doing all that, if you just do these 8 lines, and you praise Vajrayogini, the merit is exact same if you praise all the Buddhas. Think about that. Do you know why? And you listen very carefully. Because during the time of degeneration, where materialism and conveniences will grow as predicted, where our minds will be more attracted to materialism, we will have less time due to our own attachments to doing Dharma work. So nobody will create the time to do long prayers and long praises and long meditations. So Vajrayogini condenses her praise, so that when you do it during this time, it will be equal to like 1,000 years ago if they praise all the Buddhas. Why? Vajrayogini's Tantra makes everything easier for the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the age of degeneration, when things start going down. Isn't that beautiful? So she's kind of like, yeah. So what happens is, once you receive her initiation and practice, when you see your gurus, you should recite that immediately, quietly. If you see holy images, you should recite that immediately. If you go to holy places, you recite that. If you circumambulate around holy stupas, you should recite that. Because you may not know a lot of prayers, and if you even know a lot of prayers, that is the most significant. So if you recite the 8-line praise to Mother Vajrayogini, you are praising her qualities of her body, speech, and mind. By praising the qualities of her body, speech, and mind, you will simultaneously praise the quality of all the Buddhas. Why? All the Buddhas have her same quality. So by praising her, it's an example when you show respect to the Malaysian ambassador in another country, you give him gifts, you're making respect to all of Malaysia through that one person. So like that, when you praise and you recite that, it's very powerful. And in the future, you don't have to be a monk. You can bless people, animals, places. You can place your hands on them or hold their hands. You can place your hands on their head, or you can just sit near them and you recite the 8-line praise to bless them. Then you will plant the seeds of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, deities through Vajrayogini in their mind stream. So in the future, when the time is right, if they meet a lama, they meet a teacher, they come across something that they can practice, that seed will open up. And you know what? It is also said, after you receive initiation, you should go to the busiest intersections and the busiest places. There you go. You can go to a club. Yeah, really. You can go to the busiest places and recite the 8-line praise quietly. Every person who sees you at that time will be planted seeds of Vajrayogini in their mind. What do you think about that? So last time, when I was going crazy, last time when I was doing my thing and I went to all the clubs. Oh yes, I was going to clubs, baby, before you thought you were even beautiful. And when I went to clubs, they looked at me. Ooh, low blow. Oh, I wouldn't even have looked at this. It was a twerp. Move over. Yes, when I went to clubs, I always danced because I like dancing. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything else. I just go there and dance. Well, I do enjoy people looking at me. They did too. Enjoy looking at me. Anyways, I would get on the podiums. William was like, that was weird. I would get on the podiums. And I would dance to some remix, and I would really move. Because I dance quite fast. And I'd be reciting the 8-line praise. All the time. Most of the time. I would recite the 8-line praise about Vajrayogini. And people be winking at me, smiling, thinking, you don't know what I'm doing to you. I would do that all the time. And then before I left the club, I would make a prayer. May everyone in this club reach Vajrayogini's level and meet her in the future. Good night, and I go home. I do it all the time. And if they were drunk, I'd scream mantras in the ear. Because they couldn't hear me, I couldn't hear them anyway. I'm like, Omari Peme home. They're like, what? What's your name? Omari Peme home. I can't hear you. Well, I know I planted seeds in their mind. I leave. I did that a lot. Or I give them little gifts that people I met in clubs. And I recite the 8-line praise, blow it on it, and give it to them. Because it says in the Tantra, if they touch that item, it will plant seeds of Vajrayogini in their mind. So for a while, I made all the club circuits. I went to all the clubs in KL. All, I can't remember because I had friends take me. I went to, some Spanish, I don't know. I can't remember. I went to so many. All the clubs. Gay, straight, bi, whatever. I can't remember the names. I had some very weird friends that came. They took me everywhere. And that's what I did. I got on the podium and I danced. And I recited my 8-line praise. Not through the whole thing, because sometimes I sang the song too. You must meet my lucky star. I love it. I mean, the remix one, the original one was 20 years ago. I sing that, they tell me get out. Yeah, I would do it. In between I sing songs. I drink Coke because it gives me energy. Because I can't drink alcohol, obviously. I don't get drunk and grow a mustache like some people. But seriously, that's what it says in the Tantras. If you recite the 8-line praise of Vajrayogini, you don't have to praise any other Buddha. It's redundant. It's repetitive. That's how powerful her praise is. If you meet people, you should recite that to bless them quietly. I mean, if they accept, recite. If they don't, quietly. And if you go to holy places, if you see holy images and holy statues, or you go to stupas, Mount Kailash, you meet your guru. These are things that are considered holy. You immediately recite that. Why? To praise the place. So you say, well, if I'm praising Vajrayogini, how do I praise the place? Because when you praise Vajrayogini, you're praising the qualities of enlightenment that you wish to have. So therefore, when you praise Vajrayogini in such a place and you wish to have those qualities, because of the place, the praise, and your faith, you plant the seeds to achieve that quality in you. Isn't that powerful? Yes. Of course, you guys can't do that right now. That's why I say aspire to practice Vajrayogini. That's just praising her has that kind of benefit. Never mind if you actually do the yogas and the meditations and the practice of Vajrayogini. It will blow your mind. It will really blow your mind. And everyone should have an image of Vajrayogini. A good one, a good one meaning the one that you like, a beautiful one, do it up well, don't rush, ornament it, make it the way you like, put the most powerful, as many mantras and images inside of her, fix her up, put her in a special place, make prostrations, make offerings, make mandalas, make your aspirations. Make your connection now. So that a few years later, 10 years, 5 years, 8 years, 2 years, whatever, when you actually get Vajrayogini's practice, your statue is ready. It's been blessed and powerful by you. You should all have it. And if you live in a place where they don't understand Vajrayogini because she looks a little strange, cover her up. Very powerful. And we're just talking about seeing her image. I have not talked about her practice. I have not talked about her lineage, her meditation. Well, 1,000 years ago, these Tibetan masters came to Nepal. I'm sorry, not Tibetan. Indian masters came to Nepal. Because Vajrayogini was originally taught by Buddha. And they taught the local Nepalese. Many masters in Nepal arose. Two very prominent ones are called Pamthingpa brothers, which I wrote on my blog. The Pamthingpa brothers, they're brothers, they're very close. And they practice Vajrayogini. They attained Kachara paradise in one life, which means they didn't leave their body behind. They ascended Kachara paradise. Because Vajrayogini is the only tantra where you can enter a Buddha field with your body intact. You don't have to die and go. You can go with your body. She's the only one. Because her practice transforms the four elements of your body to become light. Your body is just element. Very, very powerful. The Pamthingpa brothers taught it to Tibetan masters. Tibetan masters brought it to Tibet, and it spread all over. So in Vajrayogini's practice, every single day you have to recite the name of every single master, from yours all the way to the original. The Pamthingpa brothers from Nepal are there every day. Very, very powerful. The Pamthingpa brothers must have received it from Naropa. And again, you went to the cave. Remember, Naropa's cave is where Naropa actually sat, meditated, got water from the river, practiced, and had vast visions of Vajrayogini. Vast. When Naropa received Vajrayogini's teachings from his master Tilopa, Vajrayogini was in this form. This leg down, this leg up, holding a kapala, kataka, and then looking straight at you. That form is called Vajrayogini. Then when Naropa meditated on that form and focused on that form, he attained vision of Vajrayogini within 6 months. That's after serving his guru for 12 years. He received vision. When she appeared to him, she appeared in a new form. A new lineage arose. She didn't appear this way, she appeared this way to him. Why? Because the meditation on Vajrayogini that she presented to him was modified to suit the people of future times. Vajrayogini's form and meditation will change again to suit the next group of people and the next group. It's just like when a car comes to Malaysia, they modify it for the tropics. When it goes to Europe, they modify it for the winter and the snow. So the tires can be different. They modify. So Vajrayogini, when she arrived in Nepal, she modified for not the people of Nepal, modified for the people of that time. So the Vajrayogini that we primarily focus on is the Naro culture. Naro means Naropa. Culture means Vajrayogini. So she's in this form. The one that I give to all you guys, Naro culture. So how did that happen? That happened with Mahasiddha Naropa, who went into meditation. He had direct vision of her, and he received initiation and teachings directly from her. And she appeared to him in that form. Then he gave that initiation, teachings, meditation, practice, explanation, commentary, and rituals to his disciple. And so the Naro culture tradition started. That's how it came to Tibet. But in Tibet, we have many traditions of Vajrayogini because different masters came. But we follow the Naro culture tradition. The other tradition is not wrong. We also have, but the most well-known one, because the set of meditations presented in Naro culture suits our mind better. We have the flying Vajrayogini one. We have the half leg up, half leg down. We have all the forms of Vajrayogini in Tibetan Tantra that we can practice. The mantras are a little bit different. But the one that suits our mentality the best now is Naro culture. They're very, very powerful. Very, very powerful.